Who else? Jonathan Dennis is really close. He may not play in this game, but he may be ready for game 2 or 3. Chase Smith is cleared, and he's been repping with all the groups on special teams and on defense. I would say Zion is going to be held back a little bit more. We expect him back, just not yet. And we just want to be really, we've taken this long to get it right. We want to get it right completely. Aside from that, I can't think of maybe Antonio Tripp because he's still about 3 weeks out due to his shoulder stuff. But aside from that, we feel like we're a pretty healthy team going in.
Coach, now it's the start of your second season here, flashback to a year ago. What is, changes that you've seen in the team that, you've seen some progression on from a year out at this point?
Well, just about in every aspect, right? I mean, starts with personnel, right, in the locker room. It goes on to your staff members, right, what you've done on the second floor as well as the first floor. Schematically, I would say internally the DNA of our team has improved tremendously from a competitive standpoint. And I think when you create competition at certain positions, when you continue to flood the building with good people, with the right intentions that like to work hard, it's a good match. It has to fit, and the operation, the blueprint brought in here is one that's designed for people that really like to work hard, that love football. If you don't love that, it's probably going to be a tough deal, probably won't be very pleasant. But that being said, what you see is a team that has spent a lot of time together, like invested real time, real work. And because of that, I think you see a stronger, more effective and impactful leadership council. Systematically, we feel like we're better suited to our personnel, but there's really not much talk that needs to be added, right? Let's go play football. Let's find out where we're at, play to the best of our abilities, and keep progressing as a program.
When we spoke a few weeks ago to Coach Dawson, he talked about kind of building more timing and sync in the passing game between the quarterbacks and the receivers. How's that been going over the past few weeks?
Yeah, it's been progressing well. I know I use that word a lot, progressing, but I think you said it really well. I mean, it's timing, it's spacing, distribution, precision, right? And time invested couldn't apply more to much else than it does to the passing game, due to the fact that those guys, they have to know each other's next move, right? There's so much of the passing game is based on those guys having like a real connection, and having repped it so many times that they've done it to the point where they can't do it wrong, really. So we've seen a lot of progress. There's trust in it. I think at this time last year, we were struggling with trust and confidence in the passing game. And right now, we feel like it's one of the stronger parts of our team.
And also including the tight ends with that as far as catching passes?
We do. We feel the tight ends are very versatile. We think that they can protect. They can run deep routes. They're good in the intermediate game. They're good blockers. They're good on the ball. They're good off the ball. They're good detached. I think that you have a versatile group of different body types ranging from 225 to 265 that can do a lot of different things for you and provide some versatility offensively.
Skinner and Arroyo, ready to go?
Skinner and Arroyo, right now, they seem ready to go.
Coach, can you expand more about Miami of Ohio's offense and just what stands out to you about Brett Gavin?
Well, he does it all, right? He's an excellent passer. He's a tough and physical and fast, explosive runner. Great feel for the system. He makes the magic happen for them. Great feel for the entire the culture of the organization. You can tell he's one of their primary leaders. And it shows in the way that he plays the game. It shows in the production that he's had. And certainly I know they count a lot on him, but he's surrounded by a great supporting cast now. He's not doing it by himself. He has some really good players around him.
Can you characterize where things are at physicality-wise on the line of scrimmage? Was there a good back and forth from what you saw?
There has been. I think, you got to play a game to really, start getting a gauge for where you're at. Have we enhanced the body types? I think you've had a chance to see that, right? Where certainly there's been a buzz about that kind of stuff, but we bring those guys back down to earth. The buzz, for the trenches, that doesn't mean much, right? You got to put your hand in the dirt. You got to go play. And we're playing against a team that defensively is known for knocking back the run and pressuring the quarterback. I mean, their third down packages are as exotic as it gets. A lot of pressure, a lot of athleticism on the edge, and a lot of stunts and games inside, making things very difficult. So, for us, we feel that both the defensive side and the offensive side have improved. because, yeah, they had a great summer, but we also, you know, had an opportunity to enhance our personnel. And that personnel has been going head-to-head and toe-to-toe for an entire, I guess, 8-9 months now, you know, in their player-led workouts, in spring practice, in fall camp. You know, today was a perfect example. We have three sets throughout the course of practice where the ones go against the ones and twos go against the twos, and you see legitimate battles and competition. So that's going to pay off for us, we think, you know, now and in the big picture in the long run. But we're enthused about what we're seeing. Let's go make it happen. You know?
Mario, having said that, with that position group, specifically offensive line, you know, you've needed to upgrade that. It starts there. Is that where you'll see right away the guys when you throw them in there, who can cut it and who can't? You've got a pretty good idea. Like you said, you have a pretty good idea, but when the lights come on, is that what you're really looking forward to?
Well, you're looking for performance across the board. You know, when you say what we'll see, you know, that's like a prediction. I'm never going to predict any aspect of the game. Do we feel confident in our advances and our progress? Absolutely. As a program, we do. We feel confident that we've worked hard. We feel confident that we're working and earning our way to playing better. And that's where we like to leave it before a game. I don't, you know, like to talk much about what I know the way we work. I know the investment of the players, whether it be in the film room, the practice field, all that stuff. So yeah, it's consistently just getting better and better. But we need to go play football. We're not on game day yet, but we're going to get there, and Miami will be ready.
Coach, I imagine the returning players, I'm looking at this kind of Middle Tennessee State game. Are they inspiring the youngsters, the 42 new guys, to step up to this one?
I don't think that's relevant to our game this week, but I respect your question.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
Mario, how does this freshman class compare to others you've had in terms of their drive to compete and excel?
Well, there's going to be a lot of guys playing. You'll see that. I mean, it's, you know, what's funny, I know Cam has a responsibility of asking for a chart, like a depth chart, who's playing what. It's hard to tell, you know, because there's a lot of guys that are going to be splitting time. Some guys are going to be in there after one series, some after two. And if a guy gets hot, we're going to roll with him, okay? And you're playing guys that have earned playing time. And, you know, we did a good job in recruiting some high-level talent, and they know what they're doing. They've been coached well in high school. What they lack is experience, so that part, you know, you got to see what happens on game day. That comes with the lights being on and live play and going against experienced guys. It's an experienced team we're playing against, you know. But we do, our intention, our plan is, you know, we plan on playing all the guys, young or old, been here for a while or just got here, that have earned the right to play, right? We're not just giving away playing time, that give us a chance to be successful and win a football game.
Also, it's often said that between game 1 and game 2, you see the biggest improvement, you know, during game 2.
Let's play game 1.
What was that?
Let's play game 1.
Exactly. So tell me about game 1. You've been a coach for so long. For some kids, it's their first game ever. You know, what are some common threads that you can see and understand? Maybe tackling is rusty or whatever. What are some things, coaches?
Well, I think until you play the game, you really don't know. It's always a fear, right? Special teams, substitutions, organization, right? All that kind of stuff. So you work at it. You try to simulate those situations in practice. You go live headsets. You orchestrate, and you set up your scrimmages and your live play so that it feels as much as a game as it could possibly be. But in terms of when the lights come on or whatnot, you know, you recruit coaches and players that are attracted to the big stage and the bright lights, so that if there's an error, it's not because of stage fright or because of lack of time invested or preparation or whatnot. It's because, hey, you know, we just happen not to do well on this play. So that's what we want. Now, again, when you play, well, we'll leave it at that. You know, that's good.
Handling adversity,
Yeah.
Can you tell yet before a season begins how a team will respond to adverse situations, or is that only something you can tell?
I think it's hard. I think that's hard to, you know, and you wish, you know, you really wish you can predict that part. What you can see in practice is the flow of practice, right? If the defense is beating down the offense, does the offense have that response mechanism to say, hey, man, enough's enough. We're going to put our foot in the ground and we're going to go. We're going to get this done. Or do they just kind of, wave the white flag? Do they roll over? And what we've seen in practice so far is a team that's willing to dig deep and fight and turn the momentum, right? Hardest thing in college football is to get momentum and then keep momentum or to turn momentum. So we've seen a team that has shown growth in that part as it relates to practice, okay? I always tell, and I kid our strength coach all the time, we have a great strength and conditioning program, but the weights don't push back, The cones and the whistles, they don't push back, right? When you're running sprints and all the other stuff you do. Football, people, humans, it's resistance, right? It pushes back. So it's a great question, and looking forward to finding out.
Mario, with all the uncertainty that comes with the first game, how much of a relief or how much of a comfort is to have a guy like Van Dyke back there running your offense?
Well, it's guys like that are hard to find, right? That have experience. That and the thing that sticks out about him, again, there's a guy that wanted to be here, right, and went through a tough time because, number one, he's a competitor. Number two, he loves Miami. And number three, he understands where Miami is going. So to have a guy like that understands what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, why it's being done, and is willing to go at it, 1,000 miles per hour every single day it's awesome. He's got a great supporting cast too, which I think has really helped. And that's where we see a lot of growth, not only in him, but in our team.
Special teams, the punter, you have a new punter, and last year, you had such a great one for a while. How much of an unknown is that? Obviously, how are you feeling about that?
I mean, he looks great in practice. He looks great when we recruited him. Lou is special, right? I mean, Lou's a game changer. If you look at how many times he flipped the field, and whatnot, and certain times last year we didn't take advantage of it like we could have. I mean, he caused some he forced some errors with the way he put a spin on the ball and the way he made it flip over and whatnot, and where he put it on the field. So, but we feel very confident in what we've seen, and now also year two schematically with what we do, we feel the advances in what we do and how we do is going to help us. It's going to help a punter. It's going to help our kicker. I think it's neat to. If you notice, Andy's bigger, Andy and big are probably not a synonymous, thought, but Andy has put on, about 16, 18 pounds. And the ball's is just, it's rocketing off his leg, okay? And he is accurate, and he's accountable, and he's fun to be around. I mean, that guy is, we're excited for him. Mason has done a great job snapping the ball as well. We feel like we have a seasoned, dependable specialist group, I should say.
What have you liked about the competition at cornerback throughout fall camp, and just how do you feel about that position heading into week one?
I love the fact, okay, we haven't talked about it much, that both Emery and Jakari have stepped up big time, where those guys have shown that they can play winning football. And their grasp of the offense, their ownership of our scheme, and they're just continual, their approach to the game is continuing to take steps, continues to elevate, which makes you feel good about the present. God forbid there's a situation, and makes you feel really good about the future as well.
Anything else for Coach Cristobal?
Who's pumped for tax season? Let's get out there and crush those taxes. Who's with me?
We know some.
All right, guys. As you guys can hear, Mario Cristobal basically did his press. We're gonna play both the offensive and defensive coordinators on press, and then we're gonna get into this Miami Monday. So guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Also, as you guys see on the screen, hit the super chat. Basically, I'm giving away a pair of, Miami Hurricane sandals. What I'll do is everybody that hit the super chat, I'll put your name on a wheel, and basically I'll hit the spin button, and we'll find out who wins this thing. But get in the comment section, like the video, all that good stuff.
Talk a little bit about the offense has made progressively from spring to fall, and where you feel you're at going into the season.
We'll see Friday, right? I mean, I think that we've progressed well, in my opinion, in practice. Practice is different than games. And so we'll see where we're at when we play Friday. I mean, I expect kids to do the same thing they've been doing at practice, but, it doesn't always correlate. Sometimes it does.
How's the timing and the sync looking in the passing game, quarterbacks and receivers the last couple of weeks?
It looks good. I mean, our passing game has come along. We need, obviously, we're not sitting here, and I've said this multiple times, we don't have a 100 reception guy coming back, right? So we got to find out who our dudes are, and I think we have a good idea, but I think that I'd like to be pleasantly surprised by some guys too, right? So, got to make plays in games. That's the facts. And so.
And how's the running game going, and do you have a good idea how you're going to be able to balance the passing and running attack?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fairly easy. I mean, we have a group of running backs that are really talented. It's probably, one of the more talented rooms we have, to be honest with you. And so I feel good about multiple guys playing. It will be running back by committee. I mean, somebody's got to run out there first, obviously. But I mean, we have multiple guys that can carry the rock. So it will be running back by committee, and balancing that, it's pretty easy. I mean, if you're having success, keep doing what you're doing, and if you're not, change it.
At the tight end position, obviously Elijah's got talent. What have you seen from Jaleel and what he can do?
Jaleel's a very athletic kid. He's probably, as far as routes and speed and all that stuff, I mean, he's, really, really good. Jaleel just needs to gain weight and just eat and work out, because all the other stuff is pretty easy for him. If he gets bigger, which he will, he just needs to follow me around and eat what I eat, and he'll be fine. I don't know how hard is it, I mean, right? See, some of you guys have the same issue.
How's Elijah Arroyo at this point?
He's good. He's, I'm excited about Elijah, to be honest with you. He's very talented, very versatile guy, and very confident guy. I'm excited to watch him play.
I say at least from our limited availability, we haven't really seen him out there at all. I know he did not play in the scrimmage we saw at Hard Rock.
Mm-hmm.
How much has he actually gotten in there and practiced?
He's been practicing as much as anybody else. I mean, we roll people through there, especially in groups that are deep. If you asked me how many reps, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But I mean, it's the same way with running backs. I mean, we roll 4 people in. I mean, you could look out there and see 4 different guys with the ones.
What stands out about Miami of Ohio's defense, just from what you've seen?
Very sound. I mean, they're not overly complicated on first and second down, which I'll be honest with you, you say that, and I don't know how people take it, but some of the best defenses I've gone against in my career have been fairly simple defenses, and they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know where you're going to attack them. They're very, very, very experienced. They got a lot of returning starters back. They do a great job of stopping the run. I mean, that's proven almost every game they play, besides a couple outliers. But ultimately, they're going to stop the run. In their mind, they're going to stop the run. And so we have to be physical. We have to be very precise route running and timing, because there are windows there, but they're not big. Those guys understand what coverage they play and where you're going to attack them. And so efficiency is key. It's just when you play a very experienced defense that really doesn't do a whole lot, they're typically pretty good at what they do, And so you just got to strategically attack them and keep plugging away, really.
Seems like this freshman class is very driven, very competitive. So what have you seen, how do they compare to, other freshman classes that you've coached?
Yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think they're probably more talented than a lot of them, but, I think you're going to see a lot of them play. That's the key. It's hard to play as a freshman. And so, a lot of those guys have proven in camp that we can trust them.
Let the Disney magic come to you. Follow Mickey, Minnie, and all their
and have proven that they can make plays. Again, there's a threshold of making plays in practice and making plays in the game. That's why when coaches talk about experience, that's what experience means, right? That people have made a lot of plays in the game and have banked a lot of reps. Well, we have some guys that haven't. And so what you can expect is, you're going to have some issues, they're not going to go out there and be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. Nobody is. So we got to weather some ups and downs, and we got to make more plays than we don't.
You talked a little bit about a number one receiver, 100 reception kind of guy. Is that something that you allow? You've had guys put up some pretty monster stats in past seasons. Is that something that happens organically?
Yeah, it does.
Or can you kind of steer that with your play calling?
Well, I think it happens both. They rise organically, because ultimately you sit there and you play games and you practice, you play games and you practice, and ultimately there's some consistency that wins over time with certain guys. And so organically they become the better players. Now, with that being said, then you have to start putting them in position where they get targeted more because defenses are going to take them away more. So the more clout a guy has, with opposing teams and nationally, the more recognition he's going to have as far as what they're going to try to take away. So that becomes more of a game plan deal of trying to hide him and trying to move him around. But ultimately they raise, the cream's going to rise on its own, organically. But then you got to kind of cultivate it in a way where he keeps getting touches.
And Jakari showed as the backups this fall camp.
I think both of them have taken major strides, to be honest with you. They're both, working on different things. Like everybody, nobody's the same, right? And so Emory is one of the guys that my man was talking about over here. Obviously he's a freshman, right? And so this is his first year in college, and, there's things that come along with that are different than people that have been here for 2 or 3 years. And so learning the offense, obviously, they're both here when I got here, and so they both have a really good grasp on what we're doing. Been very pleased with both of them, I feel confident with both of those guys, to be honest with you.
Anything else? All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
It's easy, guys. Huh?
Easy money.
Next week won't be so
All right, guys. So next up, we got defensive coordinator. Lance, Coach Lance, about to basically address the media.
Andrew here, if you have questions, jump right in.
Coach, you've coached at Miami of Ohio, and so just you're kind of aware of what the program is about and the type of players they attract. What can you share about your time there and what you learned from that program?
Being a Louisiana boy, I didn't really know much about Miami of Ohio. I remember watching Ben Roethlisberger in a bowl game one time, and when I got the call to go there with Mike Haywood, I found out a lot about it. You know, there's cradle of coaches, and you go and you look at the wall, and you see all the coaches that have been there. You know, Woody Hayes, Eric Porsegan, Bo Schembechler, and you see the assistants, Sean Payton, Tressel, coach there. It's a who's who for us coaches. Really good institution, very good academically, and it attracts a lot of kids from the Cincinnati and Ohio area. And we was able to get some kids from Houston and off of really the Virginia, the Tidewater area, and we had a good football team. So I enjoyed my stay there, and I liked Cincinnati. Cincinnati was close by, so it was good to me.
Coach, you come in, obviously this is your first year. It's kind of been like molding clay for you with all new personnel. How do you feel going into the season about just how you've been able to put the defense together?
You know, I think they have a grasp of most of it. What we're going to do just depends on what I think they do well. You really don't know when you're installing, going against the offense. They're always changing things. So I think we got a good idea of what we can do well, and we'll go from there, and it's going to be adjusting every week according to our personnel and who we're playing against.
What do you see from Miami Ohio's offense and some of the biggest challenges there?
Quarterback's real shifty. He's a competitor. He's what I call a gym rat. If he was a basketball player, you know, he's a guy that would be a point guard. He really runs the show. He doesn't throw a lot of bad passes. He'll tuck the ball and run. And because he's not a real big guy, you lose him sometime in there. So he's a general, you know. Their skilled guys are shifty, not overly big. Offensive line's pretty big. And so we got a challenge ahead of us. We'll have to play well and play hard.
I picked the software engineering program because they pay very well. It's a fast-paced industry. The boot camping allowed me.
Cristobal and Dawson both mentioned that obviously there's a lot of young players on the team that are going to be earning playing time. You see it the same way with your defense?
Yeah, sure. We got some young guys, it'll be their first times getting some reps, and but they'll get plenty of it. We're going to need them too. We need a bunch of guys to play. We're not going to be able to just roll the older guys. So I'm excited to see some of the younger guys underneath the lights. It's going to be fun.
One of the guys were in the mix for the cornerback spots during camp. Who have been the guys who maybe kind of risen to the top, you know, now the camp's finished?
That's still the top kind of five guys, the Brown brothers, Porter, along with Davis, and then the Richard kid. TC's kind of playing the nickel right now, but it's been a revolving door. I think we'll have to play all of them and just kind of find out through the year which ones, you know, are playing the best and go from there. But they all deserve the right to play.
I think their OC's in his first year in that role, but he's been there for 10 years now. What type of challenge does that pose, and do you expect it to look totally different than what you've seen on tape? Or?
You don't know. You really don't know. You go, he's been there with them, so we're preparing for what we've seen in the past. And so you break down all the games and you go over those plays, but I'm sure there's going to be some things, some wrinkles in that football game that we haven't prepared for. We'll have to get adjusted quick. So a lot of times you got to play a lot of vanilla defenses or base defenses in order to get things fixed. But we'll see how the game goes and see, you know, what's kind of their attitude of how they're going to attack us. Will they go fast? Will they huddle? Will they do a bunch of crazy formations? We just don't know. So we're just working everything that we've seen on film. That's all you can do.
Do you coach from the press box or the field?
I'm from the field.
You're on the field.
Yes, sir.
Coach, talk a little bit about Cam Kitchens, you know, coming back as a reigning All-American. Has he taken up in the leadership role in this team, or just, you know, some thoughts on Kitchens going into this year?
Of course, I don't know Cam before this year, so I mean, all I can do is judge by what I see. But he makes a bunch of plays at practice. He's not a very vocal guy, but he's always given great effort, and I think he'll be the leader by the way he plays, and he's already doing it by the way he practices. So he's had a good week of practice, last 2 weeks actually, and I think he'll play well in game one. He's making a bunch of plays out there.
How's the weak side linebacker competition going with the Saint and Floyd?
There's a bunch of them. It's revolving, really. You know, you've got Kiko, who's the Mike, and he plays a little bit of Will also, but all the other guys are rotating at Mikes and Wills. We're just trying to get as much depth as we can, and whoever goes out there is going to have to play like a one. So we'll see who plays the best, and whoever's playing the best will probably play the most reps.
How much do you think, I mean, obviously a lot of guys are going to be rotating in at defensive tackle, but Brandon seems like somebody who's really kind of elevated himself, during camp. How much is he going to be on the field, and how much does he affect the game?
Branson is real twitchy. He's not a very tall guy, but he's very powerful. He's fast. He's probably the best in shape because he's smaller than the rest of them. So he'll probably be able to play the most reps just because he's in shape, probably a little bit more than the rest. But really a football player. I think he'll make a ton of plays this year, rushing the passer, and probably some disruptive plays in the backfield on running backs.
Akeem Mesidor, how is he holding up? How's he doing? And that rotation you have, like defensive end.
He's doing really well. Of course, he was one of the guys that was out this spring, and but we've kind of held him a little bit at times in camp. But he's full go now. He looks fine to me. He looks like he's always looked. From what I saw on film last year, that's what he looks like. So I expect him to have a good year. Everything seems to be a go with him this week.
And the rotation there, it just seems pretty darn good, right? At the end.
There's a bunch of guys, Of course, Najalik is a guy that's really stood out. Bang, the freshman, Chance Williams. There's just a bunch of guys. Jaden Wayne's going to get some snaps. So I'm excited to see them underneath the lights and see who plays the best. Sometimes the young guys you don't know. Sometimes it takes them a while in college football for things to slow down. So game day is going to be different for them than they've ever seen it.
What kind of advice do you give the youngest guys? They're going to be all hyped up. What's the fine line between being hyped up and being calm?
Just don't try to do too much. Just play within the defense. Do what you've seen on film. And just stick to that, and you'll usually be fine. As the season goes, because freshmen are like that. I remember when I was a freshman. You think about everything that could happen, trying to make a play. And when you kind of go back and you do what you're supposed to do, the plays end up finding you. You don't have to go find the play. So I think they'll be fine. But that's the biggest thing. Just stick it to the game plan and don't ad-lib and do your own thing.
Also, I asked Mario, between the first and second game, I always hear that there's the biggest improvement, right, before the second game. What do you expect as a coach for the first game? What are some of the things that might happen?
Well, you want to tackle well, and you preach about it all the time, and you don't tackle a lot at practice, and then you get in the first game, and you're preaching about it, and early on, you're probably not going to tackle real well because you're going to overshoot or overrun some things. But if you get a lot of people run to the football, it makes up for it. So effort has always been the key to tackling for me. And through the course of the year, you'll become better tacklers, but you got to play with great effort in order to get guys down on the ground.
Were you comfortable at the close of camp with where the run defense was in general?
The first scrimmage wasn't good. The second scrimmage was really good. I think they had one run. That was a big run with the ones. Other than that, the ones didn't give up too much. So, I think we'll be okay. I think we've got a lot of different things we can do on defense, and I'm excited. You got to stop the run. That's number one. A lot of people worried about our size, but I think if you do different things up front for us, slanting, angling, and bringing pressure, you can kind of eliminate gaps that way. And not too many people are really, really, really big to where they just sit there and play. The Alabamas of the world, the Georgia that's bigger than everybody, they kind of beat up on everybody. But everybody else has to find movement in order to stop the run.
Tell a little bit about James Williams and how schematically gives you a lot of different options with his skill set and the way you can move him around.
Yeah, he's a guy that can play a couple positions. He can play the boundary safety or play the Sam backer. So he's a guy that's going to create depth at another position wherever it is. He's playing boundary safety for us, but he'll play some Sam throughout the year. It's just we'll probably pick and choose what games he'll play an outside linebacker, which one he'll be dedicated just playing back there at the safety position.
Is that going to be kind of like a game by game thing, or is it going to be almost like a package by package? You know?
It's going to be game by game, how we feel like matchups and different things, whether it's a tight end we need to cover with a outside linebacker, or do we want to blitz a bigger guy? Because he's bigger than all the Sam backers, so it'll be game by game.
At corner, it seems like you have a lot of body types and different skill sets. Do you match those week to week to week based on the wide receiver personnel, or is it kind of, these are our guys, they're going to play the most?
Yeah, I mean, you can. If you're going to face a bunch of big receivers, you need some big bodies, of course. But just in general, normal size, you want to play the guys that are kind of hot, The game usually comes down to if you stop in the run, people are going to start throwing to the outside. And they're going to throw it to the outside, and you got to play the back shoulder and all that. Longer guys are usually better at it. But if a guy that's shorter that's really got a knack for playing the football, they're good at it. I had two last year that were really good. They wasn't real big, but they knew what their deficiencies was. And that's probably the most important thing. You know what you don't do well or what you need to do and cover it up by a technique or playing off or press bail, whatever it may be.
Anything else for Coach? All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
Easy group.
All right, folks. All right. So there you have it, man. There you have it. Coaches press conference started off with Coach Mario Cristobal. Of course, the other coaches, Lance Guidry, and of course, Shannon Dawson. They also weigh in on, questions from the media about Miami of Ohio. Basically, Mario said it, we're not going to focus on any other game other than, Miami of Ohio. Some of these guys wanted to look ahead and, that's how you get caught slipping, looking ahead. If you play football, it's an opponent by opponent kind of deal. If you get caught, looking towards Texas A&M, you might overlook, Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio, to be honest with you, I don't think they have a single chance in this game. But hey, coaches, they're going to take this game seriously as they should. Obviously, we're coming off a rough season. We got new guys, as you can hear from, the coordinators, that basically, we're going to have a lot of young guys playing, especially on the defensive side. You also hear that, James Williams is going to play safety and linebacker this year, so that's going to be interesting to see. I know a lot of us been, looking at him as, possibly as a linebacker. So it's going to be interesting to see him play linebacker this year in certain situations. I'm going to put the link in the chat. There's a couple things that we're going to talk about tonight. There's a few things, few hot topics, basically. We're going to talk about it, but I'm going to put a link in the chat because I do want to get a temperature read of the Miami Hurricane fans, going into this Miami of Ohio game. So the link is in the chat. Mario spoke highly of their quarterback, Miami of Ohio's quarterback, who, as you guys know, has been in the media talking a lot of trash, talking about Miami of Ohio is the real Miami or whatever. So he got some trash talking, so definitely we got to stump him. We do got a tropical storm going on right now. Not quite sure, what that's going to develop into. I don't think it'll affect the game, but hey, with these storms, you never know. They might turn left, might turn right, and from what I've been hearing, it's not supposed to come towards us, and it's not supposed to develop into a hurricane or anything like that, but we definitely going to have to see. It's I'm not a meteorologist, so, I'm just going to watch the news, watch the weather just like you guys, and hopefully this weather don't, affect us playing this game. Coach Coop diss track. Yeah, I did see that. I saw Coach Coop had a diss track for Miami of Ohio. Me personally, throughout the years, I've made videos, talking trash, talking about the teams that we played, I don't think Miami of Ohio is worthy of that. Now, I know you might say Pumpy Braids T2Y, last year, Middle Tennessee and all that crap. I do believe that we got a different team. We got a different culture. I don't think what we saw last year is going to happen again. I think that was just an anomaly, and it ain't going to happen again. But like I said, Canes fans, today is Miami Monday. Miami Monday, we're going to talk all Miami Hurricanes football. Like I said, I got a few hot topics for us to talk about. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button for me. Also, where's my sandals? Let me get these comments off the screen so you can kind of get a big picture here. So, getting the super chat, guys. These are Miami Hurricane sandals. I am going to do a giveaway. Somebody going to be dripped out for the game or watch your TV or whatever. But get in the comment section, hit the super chat. I'm going to put a wheel. I'm going to put a wheel up here. So you guys, basically, when you donate, I will put your name on the list. It's a spinning wheel. At the end of the show, I'll hit the spin or whatever. And basically, whoever name it lands on, they'll win a pair of these sandals right here. So, guys, hit the super chat. All you got to do to enter the win is basically super chat like $2. The reason I said it at $2 is because YouTube takes, I think 30%. So, all you guys hit the super chat, and you'll enter your name for a chance to win these Miami Hurricane sandals. Yeah. So let's get into the topics that I do have for you guys tonight. Obviously, wasn't really going to talk about it, but let's talk about it. Tyler Van Dyke. Kane Sports put out an article basically saying that he was questionable for game 1. Now, since that has came out, it has been debunked. They said that he had hurt his thumb. That has been debunked already too. It was supposed to be his wedding finger, whatever. The finger you put the ring on when you get married and all that good stuff. So reports came out, and obviously, Mario don't want the media reporting on injuries. Basically, most injuries and things of that sort are supposed to be confidential. So when you got media members that's inside the building, whether they know it or not, whether somebody leaked the information to them, you got to think objectively. Like, listen, me putting this out could possibly, derail the season or a game or two, or, help an opponent prep a little bit different and a little bit better or whatever. Let's just say Tyler Van Dyke is hurt or whatever, and he's not going to play game 1. Well, the opponent didn't know that. But since you want to be the first one to break news, and let's be honest, they've been sitting on this for about a week and a half now. This is something that basically was reported, I think it was yesterday, but it's been out there for like a week and a half now. Tyler Van Dyke hurt his ring finger. All the media knew about it, but except for one source or one place, Kane Sports, with basically Gary Foreman and Matt Trudell, they decided they want to be the pig that squeals. They want to put it out there. So now, if you don't see Tyler Van Dyke playing week 1, guess what? The opponent knows that too. The opponent knows that. Now, I'm not saying that Miami of Ohio is this big name opponent that we should worry about. I do believe that our backup quarterback, whether it's Emory or even Ja'Carri Brown, would be able to beat, Miami of Ohio. But at the same time, it's called an element of surprise. Don't give your enemy the information they need to help them to try to beat you. Because, okay, you want to give this information to Canes fans. You want to be like the hero. You want to be the breaking news guy. That's cool. But now you're also being a detriment to the program because you're basically giving out information that's not needed. That's tough. Canes fans, I know we love news. We love to know every single thing that's going on in that program. But at the same time, some things are just not meant to be said. And unfortunately, Kane Sports don't really care. It is what it is. it is what it is. Content. There's plenty of time. I got information. There's plenty of time people send me information. They say T2Y, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Listen, it hurts. You get anxiety. You want to say it. You want to blabber it out. People talk about certain things, and when you know certain things, you want to say something, but you can't, and it is what it is. But when you do that, just know whoever gave you the information, they're going to look at you like, okay, I can't really trust this guy. That's a bridge you just burned, and it is what it is. Kane Sports, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Anyways, guys, like I said, I'm going to put a link in the chat again. You guys could join me in on this conversation. We're going to have some topics to talk about. You guys can hit the link. It's in the chat. And like I said, hit the donation button, the super chat, $2 or more, and you can enter your name to win the Miami Hurricane sandals. Okay. First up, let me pull out my notes real quick because there's a few things to talk about. All right. So as you guys heard in the press conference, if you tuned in from the beginning, Mario Cristobal did say Tyler Van Dyke is ready to roll. He was ready for game 1. So if you don't see Tyler Van Dyke, then basically, that was a smoke screen. Mario don't want to give, Miami of Ohio any more ammo like Kane Sports already did. So that's up for Friday right now. Friday. We're just going to wait and see Friday. Friday, 7 o'clock. Miami will take on Miami of Ohio at Hard Rock. I will be at that game. I will be at the game. Hopefully I can, run into some of you guys out there and this, that, and the third. But I will be out there supporting the Canes. Getting you guys footage, of course, of the game day experience at Miami, the tailgates, inside the stadium. Probably, a couple interviews with the fans at halftime and before the game and stuff like that to see what the atmosphere is like. And, of course, on the drive home, I'll give you guys my post-game thoughts and everything like that. That Friday night, normally we'll do on the channel, as you guys know, I do Miami Monday, FSU Wednesday, and the Florida Gators on Friday. Well, Florida Gators play Thursday, so that Friday night, Miami's playing. So I'll probably have to do the Florida Gator thing. I'll probably have to cancel Florida Friday. So it is what it is. But we'll talk about them some other time. It's Miami time. So possible commitment. Now, I'm not going to say this is a short thing or anything like that. There's rumors, there's buzz. As you guys know, there's a DB by the name of Xavier Mincy. Now, if you've been watching the channel and you've been paying attention, basically we talked about him a couple of times. This is one of the top DBs in the country, a 4-star guy on the composite. His final 3 teams, to be honest with you, that's in the race is Florida State, Miami, and the Florida Gators. There are some, buzz going around that say he will be committing to the University of Miami. So we'll see how that goes. Me personally, I'm going to wait and see. For all we know, Zaquan Patterson should have been a Seminole if you listen to all the beat writers and the buzz and all of these crystal balls that went out and, the fake news that the Florida State fans and beat writers and insiders and the outsiders and the guy with the cousin with another cousin that's inside the building that knows somebody, they was putting out basically Zaquan Patterson, according to them, should have been committed to the Florida State Seminole. As you guys can see, he committed to the University of Miami. So that's a great get for your boy, Jamil Aday. Now, I see a lot of Canes fans weighing in on the recruitment of the defensive tackle position. Basically, guys, we've been whiffing. A lot of the top targets that we went after for the defensive tackle position and the defensive line, they've committed elsewhere. As you guys remember, we had one of the best visits in history, June 9th, and we basically whiffed on most of those guys. So right now, we're either scrambling to get, the next best thing or, the other guys on the board, or we're gonna basically go into flip mode, plain and simple. As you guys know, with Mario Cristobal, with recruiting, it's relentless. It's all the way down to signing day. So it is what it is. A lot of ground to make up in the recruiting department. But if we could land a guy by the name of, Xavier Mincy, then, that'll be a great deal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull him up real quick, kind of give you guys an idea of who I'm talking about. So also, too, guys, there's a couple guys that, will be making their decisions somewhere down the line. We're going to talk about those guys, too. Anyway, one second, guys. Let me pull this up for you. So, obviously, if we do get Xavier Mincy, that'll be a huge get. That'll be a great, basically stuffing of the locker of both Mike Norvell and Billy Napier. Stuff both of them in the locker room if we end up getting this guy. Okay. All right, so let me make this a little bit bigger so maybe you guys can see it a lot better. So a lot of crystal balls went in, right? They're crystal balling him to the Florida Gators. But like I said, from what I'm hearing and a little buzz, and I could see it on 247 Sports also, they're saying that Xavier Mincy might be coming to the University of Miami. So he's a safety, 6'3", 180, highly rated guy. On the composite, he's a 95. On 247 Sports, he's a 93. So this is a highly rated safety. 6'3", that's a tall safety. Yeah, man. Like I said, as you guys can see on the screen right here, he's predicted for Florida. Now that's only one prediction, so let's kind of jump into who made this prediction. Now this prediction was made by a Seminole. He predicted this back in July. July 3rd was when he made this prediction. It's a 6 on the 1 through 10, so he's not quite sure. Obviously, this guy so far this year, his accuracy, he's gotten 26 out of 29 right. So he's sitting at almost 90% correct when he makes his predictions. But he predicted the Florida Gators. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on Xavier Mincy, of course. See if we can land that safety. As you guys know, we just landed a great safety, in Zaquan Patterson. So to have this guy also out of mainland, out of Daytona, to come on into this DB class, that would be another huge get for Jamil Ade and, of course, the Miami Hurricanes in total. So, yeah, man, like I said, as you guys can see, the teams that are basically on them, Auburn, Arkansas, Miami, Florida State, and Florida. So that'll be a huge get if Miami can land them. Not quite sure what's going on with this comment thing. Let me go ahead and refresh this real quick. All right. So anyway, back to our scheduled programming. So the storm, tropical storm, that's one of the major things that everybody's talking about. Like I said earlier, I don't think that we'll have to worry about it, but you can never predict the weather. Artavius Jones, that's one of the defensive linemen, top-rated linemen that we got. Now, he's like 30 minutes away from Florida State. Ever since he's basically been on Miami's radar, word was out that he's going to commit to Miami. Florida State has, reached out. They're putting a full press on him, trying to get him. So we're going to see if we can hold them off and, get him. Obviously, we definitely need defensive tackles. Like I said earlier, all the top targets that we've been going after, we haven't been landing. So it'll be a huge get if we could, keep this guy. Bahamas, what's going on with your boss? Ham in the building, what's good? Let me do a quick roll call. Beast Mode, what's going on with you? If Miami Hurricanes win 10 games, Oklahoma don't make a bowl game, we could still get David Stone. That David Stone commitment, it looked like it was a family divided, to be honest with you. It looked like Pops wanted him to stay in Oklahoma, but it looked like moms and everybody else wanted him to come to Miami. So obviously that recruitment is not over. Miami is going to take full swing at him, and it is what it is. Now I have seen him, posted a couple of Oklahoma stuff on his timeline on Twitter, but when they commit, that's what they do. Obviously, Miami, like I said, the game's got to be played Friday. We're about that time right now. 4 more days until we get Miami Hurricanes football, and we can really focus on the season. Recruiting is year round, but the season is almost here, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on the season. We're going to focus on the games that's being played.
Season right now. We'll do recruiting after the season, and when it gets this recruiting time, we can talk about recruiting.
Don't listen to that guy. Talking like that'll get you fired. But let's move on to the next subject here. We go through these notes. All right, so the DT board. Obviously, if we don't land some of the top DBs, DTs, I'm sorry. Chris, what's going on with you?
What up with you, brother? What's good with you, man?
Good, man? Well, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on the press conferences? What's your thoughts on Miami of Ohio?
Who?
Yeah, that's a good
Who? Question. Oh, you mean the Red Robins? Oh.
Are you there? You got a bad connection.
Hold on.
Demetrius, what's going on with you?
Man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, like who like that? Man, all I know is these Red Robins need to go back up in the tree somewhere. Like they not like you have no room, no authority, no right to talk about anybody because y'all are imposters. Who are y'all?
Now I'm gonna say something crazy.
What's up, man?
This might sound crazy, but they were Miami before us now. Maybe now, but football-wise, nobody know these people. But Miami of Ohio have been named to Miami before Miami, so that's kind of tough. But on a football aspect, nobody know these people. Everybody know who the Miami Hurricane is. Nobody know these. What the Red Robins or something? Red Robins, yum, or something like that. Nobody know these people, man. I mean, who am I to take time out of my day to go look at this team just because they quarterback talking trash? Man. Yeah, let me put the link back in the chat. I don't know what happened to Chris. He's getting no feed right now. I think his connection probably bad. Now, I agree with you on that, Beast. If Miami of Ohio beat us, we'll never hear the end of it. I think that's probably the ultimate troll. you already know that the opposing fans, the Florida State fans, the Gator fans, and all of them, they're going to be coming in here talking about Miami of Ohio is the real Miami and all that. You already know. Y'all can see it from a mile away. All I can tell you, if that were to happen, which I don't believe it'll happen, make sure you guys be prepared. Get all your troll material ready. Get all your defense, get all of that ready because they're going to be coming for y'all. And don't be no chicken and run away now.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, TGY?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was at Ghetto Mart, also known as Walmart. So they got bootleg Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Oh man.
I didn't even know I was connected to that joker.
Yeah, I don't never connect the Wi-Fi at Walmart. That's what they.
Yeah, I didn't even. I didn't know that I was connected to that joint. I had 4G the whole time, and then all of a sudden I'm on their Wi-Fi. I'm like, why?
Now let me ask you this, because a lot of people have been talking about it. There's been a lot of mixed feelings about it. Coach Coop dropped the diss track. He dropped the diss track on Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Some of the fans are going nuts online, saying it's corny, saying this, that, and the third. But I don't think a lot of these people realize the personality of Coach Coop. He's an entertainer, and that's pretty much what he does. And what he does, he's done it year in and year out. So I kind of think people just need to loosen up a little bit, enjoy life a little bit more. Everybody is so uptight and scared to be trolled or scared to go back and forth. Like, have you never grew up roasting anybody or going back and forth with anybody? Or are you the guy that always pretty much ran away?
Man, where I come from, man, that's what we do. We roast and clown and talk all about everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from that's like where I'm from is the capital of roasting people.
Man,
or one of the capitals.
They need to loosen up and just enjoy life a little bit more.
And you know what?
Taking life so serious.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is this: that if you don't like the diss track, and this is your opinion, you might not have liked the diss track. Okay, fine. Keep scrolling. I find it entertaining. I'm gonna ask Cooper. I don't know if he's listening, but hopefully he watches this live. I was wondering. I should have reached out to him so I could have put me a verse on that mug. To be honest with you, because I had some stuff to say that boy, look here. But I wish I would have got on that joker with it. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's entertaining. Like, if you don't like it, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep scrolling. Like, live life. Yeah, just you're not forced to watch it. You're not forced to like it. You know what I'm saying? And then they came up with this narrative here too, T2I. Oh, well, the diss tracks that he made, we always lose games. Do you give him the credit for the diss tracks that he made that we actually won? Because apparently, to my recollection, that the 2017 game, he made a diss track against Florida State. We broke the streak, and we won that game. So you can't say it's a jinx and superstition and all that other crap. Like, get a life, people. Seriously, get a damn life. Go drink you some milk. Go do some sit-ups, crunches or something. Go do something else constructive with your time other than hate. And this is to every fan base and including certain Miami fans too. But not all King fans are smart fans. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Like I said, people just need to loosen up. Hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it, but keep it moving.
Right. And don't be threatening him neither.
It's entertainment. A lot of them go way too far with the threatening.
Yeah, like, nah, we not doing that. Like, I'm telling you right now, and I done reached out to Coop about this. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting there threatening him because he got too much backup. Trust me. He got way too much backup. And you picking on somebody like him, why don't you pick on somebody else? You know what I'm saying? I don't speak for him, but look here, I roll with Coop. Coop don't bother nobody. He's a cool dude, entertaining, funny as hell. Threaten me with that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna leave it just like that. Leave him alone on that.
Y'all
telling
don't threaten Coop and don't threaten me because I'll be doing some skits and everything on here that's kind of crazy sometimes. So y'all, hey, if you vibe with it, you vibe with it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, like when it comes to that threatening stuff, I got zero tolerance for that. Not just Coop, that's for anybody, you, anybody else. And I'm not saying that nobody can't hold their own, but like, come on, this is what you do? So you gonna get your ass beat over nothing? Over entertainment? Seriously? Like, come on, man. I gotta grow up, man. Stop being so butthurt and sensitive over stuff. Live life. For real, man.
For real. So
real.
let's talk some football though. Let's talk some Canes football, man. So kickoff, obviously 7:00. Let's just say we're on offense first. Who's gonna be back there to receive the kick? Y'all let me know in the chat. Who y'all think should be returning kicks this year? Now, obviously, there's some names being thrown out there. I seen somebody say Chris Johnson. Obviously, he's a speedy freshman. He's a speedy freshman. Running back. Just came in with Mark Fletcher. So, not quite sure if you want to throw him out there like that, especially on the first game of the season. Spotlight is on, not used to it.
Yeah.
I think he probably got to get his foot under him first before, we just throw him out there.
Yeah, I would, man.
I also see guys saying Brashard and Ray Ray.
I would say Brashard or names. Yeah, I would say either. I was gonna say either Ray Ray or maybe Restrepo. Not all the time, but maybe like switch it up a little bit. But ever since like Brashard had it, Brashard been taking off since last year. Ever since he got it. So I'd say
I've also seen the Jacoby Georges. Having Xavier Restrepo run back kicks, I think we should probably move away from that a little bit. I think a lot of people are trying to take the safe side because they think that he'll catch the ball and probably won't muff it. Also see Jacoby George name down there.
Yeah, well maybe Jacoby. That sounds like a more rounded thing. Maybe Jacoby. Yeah.
I kind of want to see them give it to Ray Ray though, because I think he'll probably be the one
was gonna be my
the most of it.
I was gonna, those two I would like to see. Yeah, hold on a second, too. I'm about to go through this bed area. If I lose connection, I'll come back in. And that's the cost of living out in the boom.
Guys, let me know in the chat. Who do you guys think is gonna have the first touchdown of the season? Who gets in the end zone first for the Miami Hurricanes this year? I kind of want to see where you guys' heads at, heading into this game. Who's gonna be the first one to score a touchdown? Yeah, Chris, you're gonna have to come back when you get some stable connection. Right now, you sound like a robot. You sound like a Decepticon right now. Just come back on when you get some stable connection. All right, so I'm seeing Henry Parrish. I'm seeing Cody Young. Anybody else? No AJ Allen. The speedster, the running back that's been lighting it up in the scrimmages and practice and came in there making a name for himself. No Don Chaney, maybe. What about Mark Fletcher? What about the freshman? Y'all think he's gonna get enough, play time? You think Mario's gonna let the young guy go out there and run wild? Who's gonna be the first one to score that touchdown? What about I see Cody Young on the receiving side. Anybody else? Xavier Restrepo, maybe. Jacoby George. Who knows? Who y'all got, though? You say a pick six. if I had to go with a pick six, probably would be Cam Kitchens. I think James Williams could get a pick, but I'm not quite sure if, running it back. I don't know. Pick sixes are kind of like hard to predict. I mean, you could even see probably one of the defensive linemen, one of the edge rushers, they could probably, pull off a pick six. Oh, we got a scoop and score. Somebody said Bain scoops and score. That'll be interesting. That's a good take too. Tyler Harrell, kick return. I mean, fastest guy pretty much on the team, if you ask me, running a 4.2. This is his last year to basically, prove himself if you want to get into the NFL, other than just, getting drafted, other than just signing with a team or something like that. So if they could put him at kick return and, let that speed loose, that'd be very interesting to watch. So Georgia, basically Young. That's what you guys are saying. Probably will get the first touchdown of the season. Okay. What about the first sack? Who you guys think gonna get the first sack? While you guys put your comments in the comment section, let me do a quick intermission.
Hey yo, it's your boy, the 12th man. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. All that. Canes all day, baby. Let's go.
All right. So Bain, people are saying Bain for the first sack. What about Akeem Mesidor? Y'all don't think maybe he could get one? What else? Leonard Taylor. You don't think Leonard Taylor could probably be the first one to get a sack? He said the world gonna know the Hurricane Bain after Friday. Okay. CLT. That's a rare one right there. I haven't heard anybody said Harvey. Jafari Harvey. I got to see what Harvey do this year. I'm not gonna write him off. But I got to see what he's doing this year. Obviously, we got plenty of talent at edge rusher. If you ask me, he hasn't really lived up to what is expected, especially at that position. Given that, Russo, you got Jalen Phillips and all those guys that came before him. Even Quincy Roche, those guys, it's kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but it's kind of like we got so much high expectation at a position, and he kind of haven't really lived up to it, to be honest. But it's going to be interesting to watch him this year to see, what he does. I think the linebackers position, that's going to be interesting to watch too. I think a lot of young guys are going to get a lot of play time. A lot of you guys are probably going to be watching to see who comes out as the starters. I know some of y'all probably got the prayer hands up, hoping that it's not Corey Flagg. And, man, that first game can't get here fast enough because a lot of questions are going to be asked. Starters, who's going to start? This, that, and the third. I think with Mario, if they're going to put out a list of starters, you probably won't get it until game time, to be honest with you. They'll probably release that around game time because that's pretty much how Mario moves. Obviously, if you listen to the press conference, he didn't really want to talk about anybody starting. He's just putting it out there that it's, it's all possible for anybody, basically. He's not giving no hints at any position. So I think with Mario, when it comes to starters, you probably would have to just make your own projection, based on the guys that we have, the experience that we have, the coverages that you guys have gotten. And, some of you guys been out to the scrimmages and stuff like that. You're probably going to have to make your assumptions based on that. Now, I did find Susan Miller's question to Francisco Maigoa, the 5-star. You know, he's starting this game on the offensive line. She asked him, you know, basically about Samson. Samson being a 5-star, he's a 5-star, he's starting, and Samson's not. I kind of find that to be very distasteful. I don't think that's a question you should be asking Samson. I think when you do stuff like that, you kind of create like this friction in the locker room, tensions in the locker room and stuff like that. You don't want to ask those guys about the next guy. You know, he's out there, he's hustling, he's doing what he's got to do. He's earned his spot. You know, if you got questions like that, I think those are questions that you direct towards the coaches, or you direct towards, you know, Samson himself, or don't even ask it at all. How about that? But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, man, we got Henry Lee in the building. Henry Lee in the building. Henry Lee don't show up for Seminole Wednesday, but he show up for Miami Mondays. That's tough. That's tough. We got a Seminole fan that won't show up on Seminole Wednesday, but he'll show up for Miami Monday. I think Henry Lee really a Miami fan, to be honest with you. I don't think he really rocks with that going in and goal like that. I think he really a Miami fan. So, like I said, guys, I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Y'all come on in here, weigh in, give your thoughts. Like I said, this will be the last live I do on the Miami Hurricanes until game time, basically. Next time you see me, you know, unless some reports come out or during the week or something like that, and it's something that we must talk about, this probably will be the last Miami Live we do. Obviously, Wednesday is Seminole night, so we'll talk Seminole football. They play on Sunday, and the Gators, they play on Thursday, so Gator Friday won't happen this week because I'll be in Miami watching that game. We won't be live. We won't be talking about no Gators. We'll talk about all college football on Saturday and Sunday. But, man, Friday night. Like I said, guys, the link's in the chat. If you guys want to come in, weigh your thoughts and opinions on this game coming up, your gives and your takes, your ups and your downs, your pros and your cons, all that good stuff. You know, this is the time to basically come on and air it out. As you guys know, this channel is an open mic. All right, so let me see what y'all got going on in here. Canes football talk, what's going on with you? Oh, you say you coming in? Okay, cool. Hit the link. You say if Tyler not 100%, he needs to get out of the way for Brown or Williams. Okay, well, let's just say he is not 100%. Who would you want? Would you want Brown or would you want Williams? That's a question for everybody. If Tyler Van Dyke is not 100%, would you rather have Brown or would you rather have Emory Williams calling the plays? All right, so I'm starting to see some Williams in the chat. Dang, Brown don't get no love. Tyler Van Dyke's not 100%, guys. Get in the chat, let me know. Do you want Brown or do you want Williams? So far, I'm seeing a lot of Williams. What is it about Brown that's turning you guys off? Is it the accuracy? Is it, you know, based on what you've been hearing from the media? I mean, based on what you've seen through the scrimmages, based on, you know, his development, all that good stuff. What is it about Brown that's turning you guys off? Because everybody wants to go to, you know, Williams, who definitely has no college experience right now. Obviously, Brown didn't have the best year last year. I don't think anybody would under Gaddis, but what is it about Brown? You said Brown accuracy is bad. We might have problems. I think if Tyler Van Dyke is not 100%, most likely, whether it's Emory Williams or it's Jakari Brown, I think we'll be running the ball mostly. Canes Forever, what's going on with you?
What's going on, T2R?
Lay it on me, man. What's your thoughts going into this game? And also, the question at hand right now is Jakari or Williams.
You say the question at hand is it Jakari Emory Williams?
Yeah, but first, what's your thoughts on Miami of Ohio? What's your thoughts going into that game?
I want to go out and see us dominate the trenches. That's what I want to see. I want to see us go in and execute on offense, offensive line, getting to the second level, opening up holes, TVD flinging it around. I don't want to go into this game saying, oh, we not showing nothing. Oh, we not opening up the whole playbook. No, I'd rather get on something to see and rather get offensive coordinators a lot to try to stop versus a little to look at. Because when you ain't executing it, when you're not practicing it, it's going to be hard to just try to turn that switch on in the game and think they're going to be able to run the plays that they ain't been practicing. So that's what I want to see basically from Dawson. I don't want to see you put TVD in situations and RPO situations because they're not biting them. They know TVD is not going to get the ball. Every time I watched the games last year, they just crashed down on Henry Pash or whoever was the running back. So I don't want to see the RPO from TVD. Just give TVD good passing plays where he can fling the ball around and let our running backs do the rest. Yo.
Okay, make sure I can be heard.
The defense, I want to see us stop the run.
Hey man, that linebacker core, boy, that's what I'm really looking for. Just like you said, I'm looking to see if they can plug them holes up to stop the running back from getting through.
When you looking at we going into this game, we taking it week for week, we taking it game for game, but everybody keep jumping ahead to Texas A&M. This Miami Ohio game, this important for us. This important for Miami team itself. Darn who the opponent is. We gotta come out and be ready. All that playing around, I keep playing all this all season. Oh, everybody's focused, everybody's locked in, and this is a whole new team, the attitude. So come Friday night, I don't want to get out there and see us looking lackluster. I don't want to get out there and see 1,000 false starts and we starting slow and we falling into the same trap that we fall into every year. I want to see us get out to a fast start, fly around on defense, flying around. I want to see how Gidry going to use James Williams and how he going to incorporate these cornerbacks because just watch the press conference, they hollering. It ain't no depth chart. Everybody deserves to play. Everybody going to get a chance to play. So, we're going to see. We should see a lot of heads this game. Only the cream go rise to the top.
No.
It's just like.
Not to add to that, Mario did say anybody that you see playing did earn their playing time too.
Hey, it's just like what I did in the spring game. I'm not really worried. I'm not to be real with you. The only thing I'm looking for in the defense is like the linebacker core for me, as far as like, the linebacker core and the cornerback position. But as far as like anything else, I'm really looking at that offense. I really want to see some explosiveness. Since we don't got the same team and we got different players, we got a whole different running back thing coming in. I think the only two returning running backs is John Chaney and Parrish, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we got a whole different linebacker crew. We done loaded up on the wide receiver area and our tight ends. I feel like we got a lot of potential with the tight ends.
I did in that offensive line. So I'm really looking at this offense. Like if we got a different team, then we shouldn't be seeing the same thing happening last year with this offense.
Okay, I agree with
Especially they claim, yeah, especially because they say we got a lot of speed. Like we got a lot of speed, so I want to see that speed. I want to see some cornerbacks get burnt out. I want to see that. I want to see that right there. You feel me? And and then the quarterbacks, whoever it is out there, Tyler, whoever, throwing that ball in the right position and putting it in the place where that wide receiver can get it. Only that wide receiver can get it.
All right, so quick intermission, real quick. Guys, as you can see, there's a wheel. I got a wheel right here on the screen. Basically, if everybody who donates, I'll put your name on the wheel, and at the end of the show, I'll basically, spin the wheel, and whoever name it lands on, basically you'll win. I don't know why it's moving slow right now, but you'll win a pair of Miami Hurricanes sandals. So if you want a chance to win these Miami Hurricane, sandals, and I'll send them off. I'll ship them off to you. Just hit the super chat, and I'll throw your name on there. Like I said, at the end of the show, we'll spin the wheel, and whoever name it lands on, basically, I'll get your information on Twitter. You guys can hit me up in the DM on Twitter or Instagram. I'll get your info and I'll ship it out to you. So the wheel, I'm gonna put the wheel back up. You guys hit the super chat, and for your chance to win a pair of these Miami Hurricane sandals, get your drip on. Get your Hurricane drip on for the game, basically. Whoever wins it also, I'll make sure that it's expressed or whatever the highest level of shipping, so it can probably get to you, by game time. All right, so Tyler Van Dyke, let's just say that, game one come around, he's not ready. Jakari Brown or Emory Williams? That's the question.
I'm going with Ja'Cory Brown. We can't.
Yeah,
all that Emory Williams talk, like that's green tree talk. We done seen this man go on the road 2 games last year, win 1. And I mean, you take him on the road to play in Death Valley. You take any true freshman who hasn't started a collegiate game or started one collegiate game in the Death Valley against Dabo Swinney and see what happened to him. He held his own for the cards that he was dealt. You talking about giving him a full deck with a new offensive coordinator? I want to see what Ja'Cory Brown look like, because I feel like Shannon Dawson ain't gonna put him in a position that Gaddis put him in last year. And I don't really want to touch on last year, but just moving forward, I don't think Shannon Dawson gonna put him in situations to where he's throwing post routes or he's not TVD or he's not Emory Williams. So you have to find route concepts that works for him. You have to find that's what a good offensive coordinator do. So I'd rather see Ja'Cory Brown go out there with him having experience before we put Emory Williams out there. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I agree with that whole situation. I mean, I don't know what the hate is over Ja'Cory. I understand, everybody got to take development times, to figure things out, like he get better on that field. But I mean, how I feel is just like what I was taught growing up, man. How the hell am I gonna get better if I'm not out there? Because I'm not out there. So, but Ja'Cory got more experience. I just feel like I don't know. I just like Ja'Cory, especially when it comes down to like if they blitzing him. I mean, Ja'Cory, that's one thing he did show us. He know how to. Man, he ain't gonna sit there and try to take no sacks. He gonna get up out of there. And I like that. So I picked Ja'Cory. I agree with everything bro said.
Okay, so I asked a question earlier. I'm gonna ask you guys, since I got you guys on, who's gonna score the first touchdown?
In the Miami game?
Yeah.
Us. You talking about one player?
Which player?
Oh, okay. That's a hard one, man. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to see my boy Kobe Young get one first.
Since he said Kobe Young, I'm gonna go with Henry Parrish, because I know Mario, he want to run the ball. But once we get the ball inside the red zone, he gonna want to see if we can pound the ball. So I feel like Henry Parrish gonna get the score from 3-4 yards away. If not, I was gonna go with what Bruh said with Kobe Young. I meant Jacoby George.
Okay.
Oh yeah, him too. But I said Kobe Young. But yeah,
Oh, you said Kobe Young.
I said Kobe Young, but Jacoby George, I agree with that one too. I mean, it's kind of hard, man, because it's kind of hard, man, because you never know. Restrepo might get that thing. Like, you feel me? I don't know, but we're gonna see. I go with Kobe Young though. I feel like Kobe Young. I feel like a deep pass. Something from like the our side on the 25-yard line. Tyler just hub that thing up to the end zone, and that boy uses height and his power. That man 6'7", 6'6", something like that, right? You feel me? You
All
need to
right,
be.
so I'm gonna have a two-part question for y'all. Who's gonna have the most receptions and who's gonna have the most yards?
I got,
For the wide receiver,
I got,
receivers.
I got Restrepo having the most receptions because of his relationship with TVD. So when TVD get in the jam or he needed safety blanket, he going to Restrepo on the option routes. They got that kind of
Every time.
chemistry. So I can't knock that. When it's 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 6, he gonna be looking for Restrepo until he builds chemistry and really trust and get comfortable with all the other receivers like he is with Restrepo. As far as receiving yards, I'm gonna have to go with it's gonna be a dark horse, but I'm gonna go with Tyler Harrell. And the reason I say Tyler Harrell because I feel like they're gonna use him on deep routes, and I feel like even if he catch a slant or he catch a bubble screen, he bound to take it for 60 to make TVD stats or whoever the quarterback look good. So I say he's not gonna have a lot of receptions, but I feel like he'll have the most yards.
Hey, you know what? I was gonna go with what you had said, but since you went with what you had said, I really gonna go with my second thought too. So I give Jacoby Young like the most receptions. I feel like I mean Jacoby George. Jacoby George. I believe Jacoby George gonna really break out this year. You get what I'm saying? I give him the most receptions. And I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard, but I'm gonna go with a dark horse for real, Isaiah Horton.
Okay.
I believe Isaiah Horton should. I believe this should be his. Isaiah Horton, this should be his year. You know what I'm saying? Too. I feel like they should sign. I feel like they should sign this year.
All right. So out of all the freshmen we got coming in, who you think is gonna have like the best game on both offense and defense?
Okay. I'll let you go first, bro, if you want to.
Okay. On defense, I mean, everybody we already know the obvious. We all gonna say, Ruben Bain. We feel like he's gonna get the most snaps as a true freshman. And then as far as on the offensive side, you got to go with Mark Fletcher. But then again, I got to go with Mark Fletcher.
Okay. Well, mine's on the offensive side. I feel like it's Ray Ray. He's gonna do his thing. You ain't gonna be able to keep that boy off the field. Especially from how he's being praised right now. I believe they're gonna put him on that field. That boy gonna show him one time, and it's gonna be it after that. I ain't saying he's gonna get a starting job. I'm just saying he's gonna be on that field. So that's my offensive pick as far as like Sean. And I'm going with Damari Brown on the defense, man. I believe Damari Brown's gonna be a dog out there.
Those some good picks. Definitely some good picks.
Yeah, Damari Brown, man. Everybody look out for that boy, man. The Brown brothers might be on the field at the same time.
I won't be surprised if Damari starting.
Damari, I mean, let's be honest, fellas. Go ahead, T2. My
I'm
bad.
still kind of weighing a little bit more towards Darrell Porter, but I won't be surprised if you see Damari Brown out there starting or possibly getting a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
Man been learning the technique since Devontae Brown since January, even though he been in high school. You don't think he been coming home teaching his brother the technique? He been working out with his brother since January, really.
Yeah.
So he came in, ain't like he really had to catch up. I'm pretty sure Devontae Brown was showing his brother the rope.
I kind of like the way Mario threw that compliment to all the high school coaches today, too, saying that, these guys were highly coached in high school.
Yeah.
But
Jamar Brown came
that's
in ready.
Compliment.
that's what Mario was talking about when he was saying like it's not just about football. Like I want good character guys. When you got good character guys, when they eat love, that's what he talking about. Like you got to all the freshmen. That's why he been praising them from the freshman Malgore, Ray, all the freshman linebackers, the freshman running back. Everybody coming in working. They outworking the upperclassmen. So that's what he talking about. And we
Well, you know
getting them
that's what.
kind of guys in now. So
Hey, well, you know that's what Mario wants too. On what you were saying, you know, basically, he don't want boys that's, you know, usually we get recruits and they sitting on the bench for about 2 years or something like that. Like you feel me, are really not in the games like that. He looking for boys that's ready, like ready to contribute if they compete like they can, like they supposed to, and show the dog in them and know that they know what they're doing on that field, and also physically, body size, and healthy, and making sure we ain't got no boys getting hurt. Cause I ain't like you. I ain't trying to talk like last year anyway, but I'm definitely not trying to see as much injuries as we seen last year.
All right,
Not even.
let's play a game. Let's play a game. Right now, I got in my hand, I got 6 touchdowns. Who am I giving them to?
you say you got 6 touchdowns for you talking about for Friday's game?
I got 6 touchdowns. Which one of these Miami Hurricane players I'm giving them to?
Like for one game or the whole season?
No, basically pick the players who's gonna score these touchdowns.
Okay, not just one player, a couple of players.
Yeah, we're gonna have 6 touchdowns. Who gonna get these touchdowns?
Oh, okay. So I give Restrepo by 2 of them. I give Kobe Young. I give him by 2 of them. I believe that's split. But I feel like Tyler Harrell might get 3 of them and get the rest of them. Wait, yeah, to the rest of the 2. Yeah.
Well, I got Henry Parrish getting the first one. I go with Kobe Young getting one on the fade. I go with Jacoby George getting him one on the slant. Of course, you got to get Restrepo, so that's 4. So I got 3 receivers. I have 3-star receivers that have a touchdown, and I got Henry Parrish getting a touchdown, so that's 4. Then I feel like he'll keep the tight ends happy. Arroyo will probably catch one. And then I'm going to go with the dark horse. I'm going to take Devontae Brown on the pick 6.
Okay.
All right, so Drewski here, he says Harold 2, Aurora 2, Kobe Young 1, and Parrish 1. So not a lot of running back love. Not a lot of running back love. You think we only gonna have 1 rushing touchdown?
No, I believe Mark Fletcher. You said only 6 touchdowns. I believe it should be a little bit more. I believe Mark Fletcher, Henry Parrish to get some. I'm not really speaking on Don Chaney right now because who knows how that's gonna go with him.
It's kind of hard to say, but at this point, and Friday, I don't really care who scored. Them 6 touchdowns sound good, T2Y. I don't care who get them. You hear me?
Yeah. The reason I said
I don't care who get them.
Because that's 42 points.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I think we'll score. We'll be up in the 40s, and if Miami really want to push the button, we might could get in the 50s. Now, that's all depends on how Miami of Ohio play. But I think 6 touchdowns is the reason I throw that out because that's 42 points. Obviously, I think Boyd Gallus, he's going to be 6 for 6 if we have 6 touchdowns. I don't think he'll miss an extra point.
No, he ain't missing that.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys. All that taking it easy and all that. We need to manage the gas. People ain't taking their foot off the gas on us. I don't care who we playing. That's the old Miami. I don't care who on the schedule.
Yeah,
you got to stop us from scoring. That's just what it is. If you can't,
you just took the words out my mouth, bro. I was just about to say that, man. Look, I don't want to see none of that. Even though we still winning, man, like, we slow down and stuff, man. Because If it was Alabama or somebody, if they playing nobodies or anybody, they mashing the gas till that fourth quarter. You get what I'm saying? Hit zero. I want to see some dog, man. I want to see some I want to see some disrespectful stuff like they be doing to us. Like it be
I
fourth and
think
two instead of punting the ball, they running
I think that
it.
game. I think that game we need to step all on the gas, break the pedal,
Yeah.
go out there, knock them out quick, so we can get some of these younger guys a lot of snaps, a lot of experience in game one. Obviously,
Yep.
the next matchup is Texas A&M, so a lot of those guys probably won't get that chance like they would in that first game. So I think we definitely need to put the pedal to the metal on. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's more than just 6 touchdowns, but we kind of need to see what we got after Mario run certain plays, and if we're up by 28 or whatever, let those young guys go out there and see what we got.
I'm excited to see those young guys though. So I want them on that field. Yeah. Yes, yes. I want to take the breaks. I'm talking about we cut the break cords and all that.
That's a
They
good
can't
point
stop that up.
too. If the storm hit Friday, it might be a lot of rain, so that might be a rainy game.
Okay.
Might be a rainy game, might be a little windy. So, kicking the field goals and everything. Who knows? But yeah, I think we're gonna win this game, obviously. I just need to know what the offense looked like and what the defense looked like up against, a different opponent other than our practice squad.
Yeah.
I just hope Shannon Dawson don't fall in love with 2 to 3 guys. And then when you can't depend on those guys necessarily for not barring injury, now you trying to find other guys. That never been Miami. We never had a number 1 receiver. We never had a number 1 running back since I can remember, and I've been a fan since '93. I'm born in '85. From then you can go from 99, just say from 2000 on up, from 99, 90, 96, 95 on up. We never had a number 1 guy, even during our championship years. You clean the ball around, you have too many playmakers. You got all different shape, sizes. You got speed, you got possession receivers, you got everything you need. Power backs, speed backs, get the ball around, keep the defense off balance. They don't know what's coming. Because what's gonna happen is I don't want to see what happens when they go to watch a film and they say, hey, 35, we know he's gonna be looking for a shuffle, so we're just gonna show him single coverage, but as soon as the ball snap, now he double covered. So now TVD holding the ball on. Stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
I ain't gonna lie. I like how in a couple of interviews before, one of the defensive players has sat there and said that they not like robots out there. Like they get to play football, and that's what I want to see because them boys got the skills. That's what they out there for. Yeah, know your role, know where your position, where you're supposed to be at. But if you can make a play, man, make that play. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I want to see. I want to see them not look like robots out there. You get what I'm saying? Blown coverages and stuff. People got to stay focused. That's the defense, what I'm looking for right there. And I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, the most thing I'm worried about on defense is that run stop defense. Them linebackers, man. I understand off the defensive line. Yeah, I understand them, but the linebackers, man, I need to see them step up. Like they said, they've been stepping up in all practices and fall camps and spring camps. I want to see it. Again, just like what TCY said, against other than just the practice squad. I want to see you able to make the plays on offense, man. We gotta see it. You get what I'm saying? Offense, I need to see the dogs, man. I need to see TVD being protected like he's supposed to. And the wide receivers creating space, create space. Tight ends create space. Running back block like he's supposed to when it's time to block. Open up the holes or space for TVD to throw that ball or whatever play y'all doing. I just need to see. There's so much I'm gonna be looking at, man. I'm pretty sure everybody else is too, but there's so much I'm gonna be looking at this game on Monday, on Friday. I'm really excited always because we back on the field, football back. I'm excited, you feel me? But man, I'm only gonna be more excited if we win it. You feel me? I don't want football to be back and then We looking like last year.
How many sacks you think we're gonna get in this game?
Oh, we should get a lot between Ruben
I got us
Baines,
there
Leonard
A
Taylor.
plus.
Yeah, we should get a lot. Man. King Mesador, man, that front line, Najee Kelly. They saying Jaden Wayne now we gonna have out, man. Them boys should be doing it, man. We got skilled players out there, man. We ain't got no, man. We got big players, boy. Skilled players. They was ranked high for a reason. I want to see why y'all was ranked high. Come and show that. Like, you feel me? I need us to look good, man. I need us to look good. I want us to look good. I want us to look polished. Penalties. Oh my goodness, penalties, man. I really do not want to see a lot of penalties, man. A lot of flags, man. People need to be, humble. You feel me? That's the one thing that aggravated me last year was penalties.
I want to see.
Let me know in the chat how many sacks y'all think we're gonna have. Go ahead, boss.
I want to see a Gidry. I want to see how he gonna have a doc coaching them cornerbacks. Because everybody they teach different techniques and styles, but I want to see them turning their head around this year. I want to see how we defend quarterbacks on 3rd and 4th down. Every team last year, like bro said, to piggyback on what he was saying earlier, when they came to 3rd and 4th down, even on 4th down, 4th and 5, 4th and 6, 4th and anything 4th and 5 or under, they was trying us. Drake May was killing us with that. How we gonna defend that? Is you really gonna leave a spy in the middle of the field? When you blitz, is you not gonna leave the middle of the field wide open? When you coming with all these exotic blitzes, like I said, I want to see how everything play out. I want to see sound fundamental football, but I want to see how the coordinators, the game plan that they bring, and how the players able to execute it, how they able to grasp what they've been putting out. So that's gonna be interesting to see too.
Now, for all of you fans that's gonna be at home, maybe you're out of state, maybe you live too far. What's gonna be y'all drink of choice on Friday night? Y'all let me know that in the chat.
Dog, man. Dog.
I'm gonna just be drinking some Budweiser that night, man.
Said Bud.
Hen dog, man. You need that hen dog. Game night. I gotta have that hen dog game day.
No, I ain't trying to get too drunk. I'm just I want to stay focused a little bit, and I'm gonna drink some beer, a couple beers, man. That's how it is.
Yeah, I gotta get on that Casamigos.
With that Texas A&M game, I'm letting you know, I'm on that hand down. I'm on that hand down.
You gotta get on that Casamigos, man. Probably one of the smoothest tequila I've ever had, and you don't get no headaches the next morning.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really no white drinker like that. I mean, you talking about the white, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't really no white liquor like that. I ain't really like it too much. Don't they got a dark tequila though?
Yeah, they do. They do. I like the white though. I haven't had the dark, but I know the white. I've had it. It's good. Haven't had no headaches the next day. Hey, I'm one of those guys that kind of like, once you get a good thing, you don't try to fix it.
Yeah.
The T2 wine, man, who y'all think gonna take that nickel spot? Because I keep hearing Jaden Davis, I keep hearing Corey Couch. Lately, I ain't heard nothing in the past week or two about Jadavius Richards. I wonder what's going on with that cornerback room. It's been quiet. I've been hearing good things, but I'm saying as far as how that rotation gonna be, that's been real close to the best.
I feel like Corey gonna get that spot for right now, for the first game at least. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like because his experience, but he also skilled too. We know who Corey is. I mean, yeah, there was some games that we felt like he should step up more, but I feel like Corey gonna get that spot on the first game at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say him too. Oh man, so we got some drinks up in here. You got the Crown. You got the hen. Let me see. Sarge said only the brown for him. You got the Julio, the white, and Duce on ice.
And I said DJ first and DJ. People gonna be turned for this weekend, man.
I see a lot of FSU fans in the chat too. Y'all gonna want to drink on Sunday, but most of y'all probably gotta work the next day, so I wouldn't advise it. But after LSU beat y'all by 30, you might want to drink. So man, this game.
So this is the tickets.
Who you think get the first interception if we do get an interception in this game?
I ain't gonna say Cam. That's the obvious. I got James Williams getting the first book.
I got Devontae.
Okay. Which one of the linebackers you think is gonna be leading in tackles?
I believe Maragoa gonna come out there and do something. But they have been talking about that boy, what's his name? CJ Cloud. Oh, I got a little.
I got West.
KJ Clyde.
Yeah, KJ Clyde. That's who I got. Yeah. I mean, of course, Wesley. I ain't trying to call the givens. I'm not trying to call the people that's a given. Like Wesley, I feel like that's a given. Hey, but Corey Flatt might come out there because I don't know. I'm still rooting for Corey Flatt, man. So I feel like one of them three: Corey Flatt, Maragoa, or Clyde. For me,
it's gonna be a long season. I don't know why people keep, everybody, have their opinion about our players, but I ain't that type of fan. No, we gonna need Corey Flatt. And we talking about a long season, because you got to think after these first 4 games, everything else ACC ain't no more Coastal and Atlantic. No, the best 2 gonna win, and we ain't been the best 2 in the ACC on either side for God knows how long since we joined. So when you got to think about it, they already hollering Clemson and Florida State. Nah, man, we gonna need this duck. No, we gonna need everybody to play. We gonna need everybody. You talking about game time experience? Everybody be hollering these names and practicing, looking at these high school highlight tapes. Yeah, I'm all cool with that. But you talking about game time experience, been in game situations, led the team in tackles? No, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that any day. Until everybody else get up to par. No, we gonna need him. That 4-man roll to even Keonta Smith. Like, no, they're my foe. Everybody keep hollering this KJ guy. I mean, I ain't no David down or hit or not no players, but we got you from Louisville. You was a special teams guy. I mean, he's gonna come here and just take something. Wesley, he got his feet wet last year, but that man a grown man too. That's why it's been an interesting battle. But however it go though, I trust the coaches to put the players out there who earn the playing time. So however it go, I'm cool with whoever they trot out there. If they got trust in them, if they like it, I gotta love it. So I'm rocking with whoever they put out there. They got a U on their helmet. I'm rocking with
it. Hey, I feel like that too. And on the wide receiver, man, people ain't talking about him, but I feel like he's gonna come from behind and probably like Sean Forrest. I mentioned him in the last question, but Frank Lassie. I feel like this is year.
That's a sleeper right there.
Yeah, Frank Lassie, man. I feel like he a sleeper. I feel like I just feel like he gonna be comfortable in this thing. Get him out there, man. I just want to see him ball. I really want to see him ball. Since he came from Clemson, I wanted to see him ball.
A guy that Mario mentioned that's ready to go. Chase Smith.
Oh yeah, he from my county, my city, man. I love that. He came from Melbourne, so he put the city on the map, man. I want him to shine too. I've been looking for him to shine too. There's a couple boys, man, that end up leaving. Like Chris Graves, man, I ain't gonna lie, that kind of hurt me. I was like, man, I was looking for that boy to be out there, but he gone now, so it's whatever.
All right, so another guy that's still left on the boards. Obviously, Miami has swung and missed at a couple of these, top-rated defensive linemen. L.J. McCray, defensive lineman, 6'6", 260, out of Daytona Beach. Go to Mainland. He's a 4-star guy on the composite. He's a 94 on 247 Sports. He's a 96. Highly rated defensive lineman. Now, Miami, Georgia, Florida State, Florida, and Auburn, those are the ones to beat for him. So if Miami don't end up getting LJ McCroy, it's going to be basically try to flip everybody, or, it's going to be a hell of a year in recruiting when it comes to that defensive line position. But I got one more question before we wrap this thing up. We're almost going on 2 hours. Hey, why did it just slip my mind? I just had a question that slipped my mind.
It happens.
Dang, that's crazy. I can't even think of it right now.
When you stop thinking about it, that's when it's gonna come.
Until it do. Anyways, so as you guys see, I got a wheel on here. In the near future, I'm gonna use this wheel a lot more often. What I'll do is I have during the season, certain players that shine and everything like that. I'm gonna throw their names up there. We're gonna spin the wheel, and then we're gonna talk about that guy. Give these guys they praise. Maybe like 10 minutes a piece or whatever. Everybody give their thoughts and opinions on how they play and all that kind of stuff. So obviously during this week, I'm gonna look at the game. I'm gonna pick like 5 guys on the offense, and I'm gonna pick 5 guys on the defense. I'm gonna throw them on the wheel. We're gonna spin the wheel, and when they land on each of them, we're gonna talk about it. What you seen? Was you impressed? Pros and cons, everything. Man, I guarantee you when I get off live, I'm gonna remember this question.
What score predictions?
Nah, okay, I got it. Transfer portal guys. Obviously, we got a few of those. So on the offensive and on the defensive side, game time, who you think is going to basically, shine the most on the offense and the defense?
Offense, I got 2 of them. I got Javion Cohen, and I got AJ the running back. And then on defense, we already talked about. I got Jaden Davis, and then I got Mal Gold.
On offense for me, those some good picks. But on offense for me, I'm gonna take Shamal Kirk. And on defense, I'm gonna take the dark horse cornerback. I'm gonna take the JUCO, Demetrius Green.
Okay. Well, guys, Friday game time. I'll be at the game. Hopefully, some of y'all, I'll run into some of y'all. Hopefully, we get the dub. Hopefully, we don't struggle. Hopefully, it's a good season, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate y'all boys for hopping on. Appreciate everybody for hitting the like button and getting in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys on the next show.
Yes, go Kings. Yo, all about the you.
Oh, also, Mr. Young, hit me up on either Twitter or Instagram. Send me your information so I can send you these sandals.